So after about 45 minutes of hard work, that's the firewood I got. So I'm going to relax for a bit and decide how I want the afternoon to go from here. It's decision time. If I stay 2 nights, I'm going to need at least 6 times that much wood. And if I stay 1 night, I'm going to need at least 3 or 4 times that much wood, depending on how big I want my fire to be. I think just for comfort and to keep the dog warm tonight, I'm going to want a big fire. So I'm probably going to go back and find another tree I can fell, and another dead one, of course, and finish hacking up that one. But I need a break. I'm getting kind of tired. So I just got a couple of the logs split, and one of the logs had 4 sort of knots around the bottom, and I decided to make that into my Swedish fire torch. All I've done is kind of chop that, but not all the way through. Pulled out a couple of pieces in the middle, put some tinder in there, light it on fire. I'm going to have myself a probably 2-hour stove. That's just going to be like a big candle and a nice big bowl of water for the dogs. Because one thing I'm finding is that I'm not even in the slightest bit thirsty right now. Yet I've been working and hiking and walking and doing stuff and shoveling snow for probably about 3 hours now. And I know that at 3 hours with that kind of exertion, plus my respirations, you're breathing heavy, you're losing a lot of water. But I'm not thirsty, so that's a problem. Today, we're going to drink lots of water. Okay, let's get this thing going, shall we? What you really want to do is support the match with your finger while you strike. Bring it in. Support it until it catches. Whoa, you can smell that wood burning already, and better than me. Oh, there's definitely some flame happening there. Protect it from the wind until it gets going. The thing about a Swedish fire torch is it does suck the wind out from the very bottom of the log. It pushes it through the top. That's what makes it such an efficient stove. When you're trying to get it lit, you do have that wind effect already happening. Got a good draft effect happening. So as you can see, that wind really helps it out. There, Swedish fire torch. Canadian way. So I've just sit down to have a snack here. Have a snack and some water because I'm feeling dehydrated. My lips are dry. And Jesse is having a great time. That sun is really nice right now. As soon as that sun goes behind this mountain here, which is going to happen in maybe half an hour, it's going to get cold and dark. There's going to be a long night because we're in this valley. That's okay. We'll put some logs on the fire and keep ourselves warm tonight anyway. I'm thinking I'm only going to stay 1 night. Just because I don't know if Jesse was drinking enough water either. I keep melting water for him and he's not drinking it. So I brought way too much food for both of us for 1 night, but that's okay. If we get stuck in a blizzard out here, we'll be fine, won't we, Jesse? Yeah. So I figured I'd be a brave man and go down to the water and chop a hole in the ice, but the ice is at least 2 feet thick. So I gave up. I'm going to boil snow. It's a hard way to do things, but really the car is 1.5 kilometers as the crow flies that way. So, you know, we're not going to die out here unless we get hypothermic. Doing a lot of homework on winter camping, and they say that the #1 killer of people out here is not necessarily the cold, it's the wet. So you can be cold and live through it as long as you find a warm place to kind of snuggle up and conserve your own body heat. But if you're wet, it's not going to happen. So about 2 hours later, turning your fire torch into a fire is pretty easy. You just lay it over a little bit, and the side that's burned down the most, you lay it on top, put some wood on there, and yeah, there's a fire. So we're just checking out the vest in the tree here, see what the temperature is outside the shelter. -18, -19. We're just resting out by the fire, listening to a story about how Greek people are cutting down the olive trees of rich people to burn in their fireplaces because their economy is in the pits. saw is pretty good. Find the blade is a little bit flimsier compared to the tree saw I'm used to, but of course it doesn't pack down, and this saw does. That Fisker's X11 axe is just fantastic. No problem.
But as the night went on, it got colder and colder. Jesse and I thought we were doing okay. We drank some water and sat around the fire, but it got late. We kept stalking the wood. It got darker and colder. I went for my big guns parka, but it may have been too late.